Thanks for stopping by and checking out my videos. And if you want to learn more about my book, Love Like Snow in Florida on a Hot Summer's Day, go down to the description. I have the links to both my website and Amazon and Kindle Unlimited, where you can read it for free. Hey everybody, this is Tracy here with another edition of A View from Tracy's Point. And today, well, I should say by the time you guys see this, yesterday was a very, very busy day in the Eastern District of New York. You've probably already heard and probably feeling the impact of these latest motions that the prosecution has filed. And I am going to give you a brief overview of what is going on and then invite you to come back because I'm going to post 3 different videos, a part 1, part 2, and part 3 to help you guys understand the motion. You know, I go ahead and just read the entire motion to you all and provide my commentary based on my understanding of what the motion is saying. And so part 1 is about the expert witnesses. Not really a lot to say about that, except for at least one of the witnesses that they are going to use is an expert witness that was also in I believe it was the NXIVM. Correct me if I'm wrong, but the guy, wasn't he part of NXIVM, that NXIVM cult organization? But anyway, they are going to use at least one of the expert witnesses from his case. And then part 2, I am going to read, I believe it was the motion in Limine, where they are basically outlining the witnesses that they have, what they're called uncharged witnesses, which means that these are people who have made allegations against R. Kelly, but I guess it didn't warrant to the level of filing charges, or there wasn't enough evidence to prove what these people were saying. But they want to do what's called bad act witnesses and allow these people to come in and testify in the case to kind of leave credibility to what the actual accusers in the case are going to testify to, which to me means that they have a weak case, and they know they have a weak case. And if they can't get the judge to allow them to bring these people in, then they probably don't stand a chance of winning the case, or they're very doubtful if they can win the case. And so, as I will point out in the other videos as I'm sharing the information from the indictments, and that is that these are just requests by the prosecution. The defense will get a chance to respond to the evidence and the witnesses that they want to call, and then it'll be up to Judge Donnelly to decide whether or not she is going to allow this evidence that they have and these witnesses that they want to call. So do expect for some of this stuff to get in, probably not all of it. I mean, if she lets all of it come in and all these people come in who they claim are going to testify, then we know without a doubt that she is very biased, because no judge allows everything to come in. And so we'll just have to wait and see what her ruling is. But this would definitely give us a chance to see what R. Kelly's legal team is all about and how they are going to respond to these motions. And I'm just going to let you guys know that part 1 is pretty short. It's about 10 minutes. Part 2 and 3, I think, are both 2 hours long. So make sure you get you some snacks. You guys know I'm not physically on the video, so you can listen to it like it's a podcast, and just have it playing in the background. But when I tell you, this is some foolishness going on. I was reading that thing and felt like I was reading a novel. Like, I didn't feel like I was reading court documents for a lot of this stuff. But the one thing that I will tell you guys is that one of the things that they are alleging that hasn't been charged, but they are alleging that Daryl Johnson and R. Kelly conspired to bribe an official at the Cook County courthouse when he was arrested. And remember, there was some commotion going on about R. Kelly having a cell phone or having access to a cell phone. So they're basically saying that Daryl Johnson bribed somebody at the courthouse. And it was so crazy because remember, in the Northern District of Illinois and in the Cook County case, they never raised an issue about this phone. It's only been the New York case that's raising an issue about this phone. So it is going to be interesting to see how all that play out. And so I'm just really breaking it down. They've got text messages, they have phone conversations, they're up to 20 Jane Does and 2 John Does. They're trying to allege that he had some gay relationships with people. But keep in mind, all this stuff that they're adding and these people they're trying to bring in, these are not charges that they're bringing against him. So that is questionable in and of itself. And it reminds me of the Bill Cosby case, because as you guys remember, they tried Bill Cosby. It was a hung jury. And then they came back with these 5 bad acts witnesses, which are people who are saying that, he had a history of doing this. He did this to me, but I didn't call the police, basically that type of thing. And so that's what they're trying to do with R. Kelly. And so some other stuff that's going to come out. Like I said, the documents were like one document was 55 pages. One document was 61 pages. But you guys know my motto is I'm going to read the indictments anyway. So I'll just record myself reading it and give my commentary. Those of you who don't have access to the documents or who don't want to sit and read through all of that, I try to explain, as best I can. I'm not an attorney. I don't have when I got my degree, it wasn't in law. All right. And so I'm basing it on, I do a little research on some of the terminology and that type of stuff. And so I'll give my opinion as I'm reading the documents. So you guys stick around and check that out. I hope to have it up soon. The YouTube, they've started flagging all content about R. Kelly. And so basically you have to go through a review process. Sometimes the process takes an hour. Other times they've been actually holding some of my videos for a week, saying that they're in the review process. And so I'll just go ahead and release the videos without, the approval, which automatically demonetizes the video. I am going to stay up tonight, for as long as it takes to get these videos up and to request a review by YouTube. And then hopefully by tomorrow afternoon, I will have these videos ready for you guys. But before I go, I am going to read an article from the Chicago Sun-Times from our favorite reporter over there, John Seidel, who's very selective about his R. Kelly coverage. But I do like the fact that he has stopped showing R. Kelly in the prison garb and is actually pulling some videos with him in suits and whatnot. So we're going to give him his props for that. And so it says, federal prosecutors in New York say a crisis manager for R&B star R. Kelly bribed a clerk in Cook County to get information about the singer's legal trouble following the release of the Lifetime documentary series Surviving R. Kelly. The new allegations surfaced in a lengthy court filing in which prosecutors asked a judge permission to admit allegations of uncharged crimes, including abuse of, certain people, unlawful imprisonment, hush money payments, and physical abuse during Kelly's racketeering trial in Brooklyn, set to begin next month. The document also alleges Kelly had a member of his entourage pay an Illinois state employee $500 to create a fake ID in 1994 for his then protege Aaliyah. The feds say they want to introduce evidence of Kelly's abuse of Aaliyah to show he married her on August 31st, 1994, after obtaining the fake ID and we'll get into, more of that in the other two videos. And another claim made in the document involves alleged abuse of a boy he met in a McDonald's in 2006. It said Kelly invited the boy to his studio, purportedly to help the boy with his musical aspirations. Then the feds say that the boy then introduced Kelly to a close male friend, and they said that Kelly started a relationship with that person several years later. And then meanwhile, the bribery of the Cook County clerk allegedly occurred around February 2019. That's when someone claiming to be a crisis manager for Kelly told him he had two people who know a lot, and Kelly told him to figure out what you can do for them. Kelly allegedly replied, "What you do, man, is write something on a piece of paper and give me what I should tip to the bailiff, what I should tip the valet. Like when my uncle come up here and say, Rob, the valet guy, he parked the car over there. I say, so what should I give him? He said, well, $20, $30. I gave him $30. So what I'm saying is don't matter what the number." And so later during the same conversation, the crisis manager allegedly told Kelly he had paid a Cook County clerk $2,500 and obtained a burner phone for the clerk to help get information about Kelly's legal trouble. Cook County prosecutors charged Kelly with aggravated, criminal abuse in February 2019. And so that's done. The crisis manager allegedly said of the payment to the clerk, "You don't know nothing." Kelly allegedly replied, "Exactly." And so the feds say that they recovered a recording of the conversation by searching Kelly's phone. Now, I'm not sure why he would have had a recording of that conversation in the phone, but it is going to be interesting to see how that conversation came about, unless it was text messages that were going back and forth. But either way, we'll find out. They talk about pretty much they've added Don Russell's information to the case in their attempt to build the RICO charges, or to create the enterprise. And then they go to great lengths to explain, I guess, to the supporters who, say that one man ain't no enterprise, to explain, to the R. Kelly supporters why they are, how the enterprise comes about, and how they're tying the enterprise to the racketeering charge and that type of thing. And then some other things that, the supporters constantly say they pretty much, are addressing the legalities of why they can do what they do. So I am going to end this here. Be on the lookout for 3 more videos. They're going to be marked part 1, part 2, and part 3. And I should talk to you guys later. Bye-bye.